Hello friends, hope you all are doing good. So today's topic is what is biomechanics. हमें ये biomechanics पढ़नी क्यों है? आखिरकार biomechanics है क्या? Let's do that. Study what is biomechanics and why we need to study that.
So let's start. So today, what are the takeaways from this lecture? One, what is biomechanics? And second, you will be able to answer why we need to understand it. What is biomechanics? Biomechanics is the study of mechanics in human body. Now what is mechanics? Mechanics involves the coordinated effort of muscles, bones, nervous system to maintain balance or posture of your body during any position. Either it is transferring or maintaining balance without any excessive use of energy. So if you see in the picture, this is how our body looks like with a number of muscles and joints and the nerves into it. So maintaining the coordinated motion of it is very important. So this is known as the biomechanics. Now this is divided into two, one kinematics and another kinetics. Let's see what are these two wordings in biomechanics. Kinematics. It is a description of motion without regard for the forces producing it. This means कि एक मोशन प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है बॉडी का, पर हमें कोई मतलब नहीं है इसमें कि किस फोर्स से वो मोशन प्रोड्यूस हुआ है. Now this is further divided into some parts. So the first part is a type of motion. Type of motion includes three another type of motions. The first is the angular motion. It means it is the movement of an object around a fixed axis in a curved path. So if you see in the image, the person is lifting the object in the curved path at the elbow joint. Now the elbow joint is fixed, that is the fixed axis, and the object picking is in curved path. Kinematic. Next is translatory motion or the linear motion. It is movement of an object in a straight line. Each point on object moves through same distance at the same time in parallel paths. If you look in the image, it is depicting the same, that both the objects are on parallel paths and their points will move through same distance at the same time. Next is curvilinear motion. It is defined as motion that occurs when an object moves in a curved path. As you can see in the picture, it is depicting a race where number of people are running at a curved path.
Next is location of motion. Location of motion is an important aspect to know because our body moves in planes and axes. Now, the same two words, planes and axes, describe the location of motion. Planes are further divided into three parts, that is your transverse, your frontal or coronal plane, or your sagittal or anteroposterior plane. Also, axes are divided into three, that is your horizontal axis and your coronal axis and your anteroposterior axis. Now, how the body moves? These planes divide our body into two parts. The transverse plane divide the body into upper half and the lower half. The frontal plane divides the body into front and the back, and the sagittal plane divides the body into right and the left. Now the movements which happen in body, usually flexion, extension, your abduction, adduction, and your rotations, they occur around these planes and perpendicular to the axis. Let us see in this image, you can see three planes, transverse, frontal and the sagittal. So sagittal is dividing the body into two parts, right and the left. The movements such as flexion or extension that occur in this plane. Another is your transverse plane, where you can see that the body is divided into upper half and lower half. So mostly the rotations in the body that happen in this. And the last is your frontal plane, where your abduction and adductions happen, and this divides the body into front and the back.
Let's come on to the other two aspects of kinematics, which is directions and the magnitude. Now the directions you all know, the body moves in flexion, abduction, extension, adduction and rotation, and they have some magnitudes which is measured in degrees, usually done by goniometer. After this, let's move on to understand the kinetics. Kinetics. Kinetics is concerned with the forces that produce motion or maintain equilibrium of a body. मतलब कि कोई भी फोर्स या तो आपकी बॉडी में मोशन प्रोड्यूस करे या उसको स्टेबिलिटी पहुंचाए, काइनेटिक्स उस फोर्स की स्टडी करता है. अब फोर्स है क्या? फोर्स इज अ पुश और पुल एक्सर्टेड बाय वन मटेरियल और ऑब्जेक्ट ऑन अनदर, जैसे कि किसी को धक्का देना, या फिर हमारी जो इंटरनल मसल्स हैं, इंटरनल फोर्सेस हैं, वो काम करती हैं हमारी बॉडी को मूव करने में. सो इसलिए फोर्स डिवाइड है दो में, एक्सटर्नल फोर्स एंड द इंटरनल फोर्स. नाउ इफ यू लुक एट द पिक्चर, in the picture this is a sport where a man is hitting on the face of another person, so that is the force of the foot, which is the external force, and also there is external force called friction of the ground. Now let's talk on the internal forces. In the another picture you can see a lot of muscles working efficiently to do the movement at the joint. So these are called the internal forces caused by muscles, tendons and the ligaments. Next component involved in this is Newton's law of motion. So there are three laws: law of inertia, law of acceleration and law of reaction. So let's start with law of inertia. It says that an object at rest will remain at rest unless acted on by an unbalanced force, or an object in motion will continue in motion unless acted by an unbalanced force to stop it. So let's take an example in the body, how it is related to the body. You remember there is a gate cycle जो दो में divided है, stance phase और swing phase में. So हम stance phase में देखते हैं कि ये कैसे अप्लाई होता है. स्टैंस फेस में जब आप हील स्ट्राइक करते हो, उससे जस्ट प्रायर टू हील स्ट्राइक हमारी कोई मसल काम नहीं करती, बट स्टिल हमारी जो मूवमेंट है वो होती है फॉरवर्ड इन दैट स्पेस. नाउ दिस इज इनर्शिया. अब इस इनर्शिया को डील करने के लिए हमने सुना ना कि एक फोर्स होती है उसको मूव करने के लिए या उसे कंट्रोल करने के लिए. इस इनर्शिया को डील करने के लिए हमारी इसेंट्रिक कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होती है हैमस्ट्रिंग की, to slow down the extremity and to do the heel strike, also to reduce the reactionary forces on the leg. So this is how we can apply the Newton's first law to our body. Second is law of acceleration, which says the amount of acceleration depends on the strength of the force applied to an object. मतलब कि ये जो लॉ है ये आपका रिलेशनशिप दे रहा है ऑब्जेक्ट के मास, एक्सेलरेशन एंड अप्लाइड फोर्स. जिस हिसाब से आप फोर्स लगाओगे उतनी ही प्रोपोर्शनेट आपकी एक्सेलरेशन आएगी. अब ये दो जगह एप्लीकेबल है, डायनेमिक पोस्चर्स में भी और स्टैटिक पोस्चर्स में भी. पहले हम करते हैं बात डायनेमिक पोस्चर्स की. डायनेमिक पोस्चर की फिगर में अगर आप देखें, दिस इज अ बेसबॉल गेम. जितनी ही फोर्स के साथ बेसबॉल प्लेयर हिट करेगा उतनी ही एक्सेलरेशन के साथ आपकी बॉल आगे जाएगी. सो द मास विल बी द सेम, मास विल रिमेन सेम, बट फोर्स पर डिपेंड करता है किस हिसाब से आपकी बॉल की एक्सेलरेशन आती है. नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द स्टैटिक पोस्चर्स. नाउ अब स्टैटिक पोस्चर में कैसे एप्लीकेबल है, अब ये एग्जांपल लेते हैं हम फॉरवर्ड हेड पोस्चर का. फॉरवर्ड हेड पोस्चर में आपका ग्रेविटी और मास ऑफ द हेड वो एक आपकी नीचे की तरफ पुल लगाएगी, फोर्स लगाएगी. अब इस फोर्स को काउंटरैक्ट कौन करता है? योर नेक मसल्स, टू अवॉइड दिस फॉरवर्ड हेड पोस्चर. What are the neck muscles that are constantly contracting? These are levator scapulae, upper trapezius and the posterior cervical muscles, which constantly produce a force to manage this forward head posture. So third law is law of reaction, which says for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So it is similar to our humans. When we have some action, we always respond to that reaction. So similar is the case with our body and the forces. So if we look at the picture, the person wants to start a run, so there are a number of forces which will be acting on it. First is the body weight of the person, which will be acting towards the ground. then the ground will give another opposite reaction force. Similarly, we'll get the friction force between toe and the ground, and obviously air resistance will also play a major part in it for the running. So basically these are for understanding the motions and their correlative force systems, which may help in knowing the biomechanics of the body. Now let's come on to the second part of the topic today, that why we need to study biomechanics. So since we have studied number of forces, number of motions in our body, so by knowing all these things we can remove or reduce stresses and pressures on the bones, ligaments, joints and the muscles. So the people suffering from lot of diseases, we can understand by this knowledge that why there is lot of imbalances in the muscles, we can help eliminate them. Or if suppose a person's of a sports category and he needs improvement in speed or in power, there are some sports which need more speed and more power, such as jumping, running, swimming, cricket, tennis. So they need all type of endurance, the power, the speed, all the components needed in the body. So by understanding all these stuff, we can help people in a better way. So in short, I'll conclude that by understanding, you can get faster and stronger while reducing the injuries. I hope this information will help you. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned with us. Till then, goodbye. Take care.